Before this video begins, I would like to thank Happy Kappa again for commenting on not only my sketchbook videos, but my last DrawBetter video too. And I'm sorry again for taking so long to reply. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be breaking down for you, drawing each feature of the face and talking about facial expressions. So let's go. Oh, wait. If you haven't watched the video where I talked about facial proportions and body proportions, you should watch that first because it will help a lot with drawing the face, knowing the proportions. So I'll put a link here, put it right here, and I'll put a link down here, right here and down here, right here and down here. And then you can watch it. First, we're going to draw mouths. I want to show you a page in this book, Complete Guided Drawing by Giovanni. I can't read that. So I'm just showing what book this is from. I try not to use books too much in my video because I'm afraid of copyright. But yeah, I want to show you something in here because I feel like it's a good example. See how he put this mouth on a cylinder to show how it curves when the head moves? And he even named all the parts of the mouth here. And I just think this book is really well done, so if you would like to get a drawing book, I would greatly suggest this one. It's one of my favorite drawing books that I have. Now to begin to draw a mouth, you can look in the mirror or take a picture of your own mouth. I took a picture of my mouth right here just now. And I found this picture of a mouth. I googled mouth. And I thought this one looked mentally insane, so I saved it. And then this is a dude's mouth, so I saved it too. So pick what mouth you want to draw, and we'll draw that mouth. Now, mouths, I like to just draw the simple mouth, like I sort of is in this picture. Just draw the top lip. And I said this in the last video. So whatever shape the top lip is, you can change the shape and make it different shaped lips. And then shade it in. If you want to do like a less illustrated look and a more gradual shading look, usually the corners are more shaded in compared to the rest of it. You might want to go up and down some with your strokes because there's those little lines on your lips, those up and down lines. So it helps to give it that sort of texture. And the bottom lip. And you might want to shade it in some. Depends. If I was doing a more illustrated look, I wouldn't shade it in as much. There is a very simple closed mouth. Now you want to do this crazy open mouth. I've never even drawn a mouth like this before. So let's see if I can do it. If you're drawing like a comic book and you're doing lots of characters, different facial expressions, a lot of times will make those facial expressions. And it will help me to get the expression that I need. I notice if you draw all the lines for the teeth, it makes them look really creepy. So don't do that. Or I guess you can if you want to, but I don't like to do it. The doctor doesn't have to put their tongue down. They're just like, open your mouth, sir, and he's just like, Rawr! Oh my gosh, you couldn't even see that the whole time. I basically just did simple outlines of everything. I just tried to simplify it. Because if you go too much in detail in mouths, sometimes, without letting the shading do the detail, if you do too much detail in lines, it can make it look really creepy. So now we're going to add more detail, but with shading. One thing that doesn't really get talked about that much is mouth from the side. So I'm going to show you how to draw mouth from the side. A simple closed mouth. Would be like this sort of. It looks like a butt or something. I don't even know what that is. Shade in the top. I think it doesn't look right because there's no nose. There. There's a nose. And shade in the bottom a little bit. There's a mouth from the side. There's a nose and a chin, because if you just draw a mouth from the side, it doesn't look like anything but a heart, I guess. It's a heart. Next, we're going to draw the eye, and I'm showing another page in this book. I thought it was really cool how he drew the eye on a ball and moved the ball to show how the eye changes whenever you're looking at it different ways, like how it would be on a ball, because the eye is an eyeball, of course. So scroll down Google and find a picture of an eye to do this with me. I picked this picture, and I'm going to use this as my reference as we draw an eye. Draw an eye, I find it easiest if you draw the lids here first. I like to stop. I like to start with the top lid. And even the littlest change, the shape of the eye can really change how it looks. Like if you're doing portraits, it can really change if it looks like that person or not. Just by the slightest thing. Now this little thing right here, what's it called? The tear duct? Yeah. I'm like asking myself. These little lines inside of it. I think it doesn't go that far. This person's eyes are really this green. They've been photoshopped. So I never in my life seen someone with eyes green like this. That doesn't mean that's not real, of course. I've just never before seen it. The pupil, the black part in your eye, will change how big it is depending on how light or dark it is. And this person has a very large pupil. Now some people naturally have either smaller or larger pupils. I feel like mine are pretty smallish, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Also, the eyelid pretty much always covers at least some of the top of the iris, this part here, because otherwise your eye is gonna have a really good big surprise face if it doesn't. It's not slightly hooding it, and sometimes it touches the bottom lid too, but this one isn't really, it's like just barely touching. I picked this eye because it's different looking to most of the eyes that I usually draw. And the eyelashes can be a bit hard because they're actually pointing towards you. So you have to make them, I guess, a lot shorter than they would be. This is going through it. His eye is like, I don't know how I know it's a guy's eye. I don't even know, but I just do. If it's not a guy's eye, then I don't know. I'll have a hard time handling it. And even the white part of the eye has some shading in it. Especially for this person's eye, because they're pretty deep set eyes. Two dark lines where there's not that much shading. So I put the lines on this bottom lid kind of dark, but it's very light here. So I find it's a lot better right now if I make these lines very light. And the lines back here a lot darker. There's usually a sort of design in the iris, or the colored part. His eye has sort of design in it. Okay, sometimes it might help to draw a line. Okay, like, okay, the eyebrow goes here. And then filling it all in with the crazy huge eyebrow hairs. There's the eye. Now his eyelid is very low, but there's a lot of people who have eyelids that are high up, like this. This is very simple, very rough looking. But it's just showing you eyelid. So we put in our eyebrows, so you can tell it's not the eyebrow. So a lot of the people have eyelids that are that high. Then say Oriental person does not have an eyelid, but might have this eyelid down here, just like that little line right there. And their pupil tends to fill up more of their eye growing. So different eyes look different ways. Children's eyes usually more round, like very small children. I don't know if that even looks like an eye to you. I'm just trying to do this all really roughly. And then old people's eyes would have a lot more wrinkles around them. So that's how you would know they're old people's eyes. So different ages and different types of people have different types of eyes, but there's really not boy eyes and girl eyes, I don't believe. The cartoons that told you that girls have longer eyelashes than boys, those cartoons are lying to you, because if I know anything, it's that boys' eyelashes are pretty much always better than girls' eyelashes. Next, we're going to draw the nose. And you can look at your own nose in the mirror, just then you can turn and look at every angle of it. Or you can look up noses on the internet and look at different people's noses. So when I draw noses, I like to start by drawing the nose holes. Actually, I don't know. I start drawing noses many different ways. but today I'm going to start by drawing the nose holes. And they're sort of water droplet shaped. You're going to want to draw one side of the nostril and the other side of the nostril. Shade it right here because it's indented in. Shade it inside the nose holes, and wherever you find shading on the nose in your mirror or on the nose in your picture, that's what you put the shading at. And usually the sides have some shading because the nose points out from the face. So I'm going to erase this line because it looks dumb. For noses, pretty much the only lines you want to do are these nose hole lines and the nostril side lines. And the rest of it you want it to mostly be shading, unless the nose shape has a very strong bridge, then you can put lines here. But unless the bridge is a very strong bridge, you don't want to put lines here, or it's not going to look like the nose that you want to draw. You know how to make life easier with drawing noses? You just draw an anime nose. Bam, bam. No, wait, you know what's even better? Bam. It's an anime nose right there. See that line? That's an anime nose. Are you ready to go? Or if you're Naruto style, that's an anime nose right there. Those two dots, those micro dots. That's an anime nose. That's how you can save time drawing faces. Next is drawing ears, and I was way too lazy to go find ear pictures, so I just took a picture of my own ears just now. No, ears from the side are usually what people think of when they hear ears, so we're going to draw them from the side first. Yeah, ears are kind of like kidney bean shape with a labyrinth inside them. Freaking labyrinth. So just find somewhere to start on your ear labyrinth and go from there. I just pretty much drew the outlines of all this, just trying to make it as simple as possible. And now you see where the shading is the darkest. I'm going to start adding shading in. Now in illustrations and stuff, I notice they tend to simplify the ear labyrinth. And that makes a lot of sense because the ear labyrinth is very confusing. You can tell I like saying ear labyrinth now because I just made it up and I found it very fun to say. Getting this ear design here perfect isn't as important as it might seem, because if you have it slightly off, it won't make you look weird or anything. Like having the eye or the nose slightly off, it can make, say, doing a portrait, it not look like the person. But having the ear slightly off is not as a big deal. I had noticed you can sort of pull it off. So there is our ear from the side, or straight on, because ears are on the side of your head. Okay, here's a picture of my mom. It's not actually straight on, but I couldn't find a picture like that straight on, but it's almost straight on. We'll zoom up on her ear. So you can see it's kind of just hard to see. So it's best to simplify it as much as possible. So I'm just going to do the outline of it for ear. And then for the ear labyrinth, starting right there. So there's this outer line, and then this inner area. Lots of lines. I find ears pretty difficult. Oh, I hurt earring in. And that's the ear from if you were looking at it from a face from the front. Here's a sheet that I drew ahead of time. Show different emotions, how the same basically character could have different emotions. Here's a happy, and sad, and mad, and surprised. But I think the more I look at the surprised one, the more it's like terror than just surprise. Like surprise, I'm like, ah, and this is like, oh my goodness, what has happened? You killed me. Like, this is the face, but she got stabbed in the knife. I mean, stabbed in the knife. Stabbed in the heart with a knife. Tip for happy faces. The eyebrows tend to be more curved. The bottoms of the eyelids make a really big smiley face. Will be curved up like that too. If you want it to be less happy face, then this part wouldn't be curved. And also, don't hood the eyes too much. If you put like the top lid down over the eye too much, if you cover up the iris too much, it will make your face look drunk, because that's what I did at first. And I'm like, what's wrong with her? She looks drunk. And then I redrew it, and I'm like, oh, okay. So don't do that. For sad faces, of course, you make the sides of the mouth go down, and tears in the eyes. You don't have to tears in the eyes. It depends on what kind of sad face you want. You can make so many different kinds of sad faces. And the eyebrows go up in sort of a worried expression. There's a mad face. And there's a mad mouth. Actually, yeah, I don't really know much to say about this face. And then the expression you make when you get stabbed in the gut with a knife by your best friend. I'm kidding, I'm not that mean. Okay. And you see the eyes got really small because they're so wide. And her mouth is just like, it's sort of slack. It's not really closed or open. And her hair is sort of standing on end. Now I draw some anime-ish style facial features for you. Okay, I'm gonna draw an anime eye for you. First, I do top eyelid. You want to make it kind of thick. I guess I'm going to the left eye. And then I want to make the bottom eyelid. And you don't want them to connect, because that sort of makes it the really open looking eyes when they don't, the lines don't connect. I'm going to put a pupil. Not pupil and iris. I always mix up irises and pupils inside, and it's slightly hooded by the top eyelid. I'm going to put sort of a crescent moon shaped pupil inside because it's got a highlight in it. I'm going to give off some eyelashes. You don't really need to draw them individually, just sort of clump together. Maybe some bottom ones. That. We have an eyelid. Some around it. Or you might not like to. So I think that's sort of an anime-ish eye. Now I'm going to show you an anime-ish nose. Oh, I already showed you down here an anime-ish nose. It doesn't exist, but it can with different styles. But most styles don't exist. I want to sort of try to connect it with this eye. You should draw like one side, and then the nostril you can do like that. There's a lot of different noses you can do. There's so many. It's kind of impossible to say them all. But there's one of the more realistic anime noses, I would say, because a lot of noses like sort of don't exist. I'm going to draw her a simple mouth to go with her face. So it's going to be partially open because she was like about to say something, but then she got cut off. I'm going to make the top line thicker. This is the top lip. And my mouth is pretty thin and small. Sometimes that same mouth would just be like a trapezoid. A trapezoid mouth. Sometimes the mouth would be like triangles. Sometimes the mouth would be like this. Simpler mouth. I'm doing more of a little bit realisticer style. Usually when I draw mouths in my comic book, I usually draw simple mouths where it's like just a top line and then a little bottom line hinting at the bottom lip. Because it's really simple and easier to draw multiple times. I just realized she doesn't have an eyebrow. I know girls in the anime style tend to like not have real eyebrows. They're like so thin, thinner than this. I'm like, oh, I need some real eyebrows. So, there we go. So I look at the bottom of the nose. I'm drawing straight on. I grab the ear. And then I just draw something like this. And then I draw the outer line of the ear labyrinth. I draw the bump here. And then I draw this line in here. This line in here. Either that or less, because ear labyrinths are hard. Now I give her a tattoo.